I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hello, Roxy. How are you?
Hey, how are
Yeah.
you?
Awesome, awesome. Even better, we have a special guest today, and we're talking about a more than fascinating topic. We're talking about dating and why is it trash? But like I kind of find that as I have gotten older and then talking to a lot of my friends and their experiences and just looking at people's experiences just on Facebook, that dating nowadays is just trash.
It
And
sucks.
I'm kind of wondering, is that y'all's experience?
Yes.
We have our super special guest, Stacy, who has been on the show before and is an expert in dating and expert in medical too, because she is an
I
RN. So,
don't know if I'm an expert in dating.
yeah, but well, you've dated,
You got experience.
you've had moments.
I
So,
know how trashy it is, yes.
yeah, see, so expert, there we go. Uh,
And I
So,
found out even dating in your late or mid 40s, you can still get knocked up.
yeah, see, there you go. Yes, recently she is expecting a bundle of joy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, with dating, let's kind of jump into it. What is it that's making it so bad and unbearable nowadays? What is it that makes it trash? As
Men.
everyone says, men.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Is it
I'm
all just
kidding. I'm kidding.
It's all their fault.
right?
Right.
Exactly. So,
Uh,
what is it? Well, okay, well, let's go with men. So, what is it particularly about men that it's been kind of making it trashy or bad?
I think it's just hard finding men. I'm not going to say just men, people in general. Like it's become very popular to like not have a commitment. It's like open relationships or cheating or whatever. Like no, who wants that? Nobody wants that. And
Apparently, a
I
lot
think
of
that we
people.
live in a society now where everything is at our fingertips. So,
Mm.
dating apps and everything, social medias with all the, DMs and private messaging and shit like that. It makes it too easy for everything. Like, you can just jump from one to the other because it's right there.
Stacy, what's made it trash for you?
I think there's too many options because of social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like even if you have somebody that really likes you or get together, y'all both have social media, they see all these pretty girls that they like on social media that they wouldn't normally see if we were back
Mm-hmm.
in the 70s and 50s where
Right.
people actually had to meet.
Hell, even the 90s.
They're stuck with who they're stuck with. Now I don't know if
Mhm.
that's any better, but it's just really the choices, that they all think there's the grass is greener on the other
Mhm.
side. And I don't think this is just a men thing. I think
No.
women have too many choices too. Nobody wants to
Mm-hmm.
settle down. Nobody really wants relationships anymore. They're too hard.
I
Yeah.
And
think,
we're
uh,
too entitled.
oh, definitely, definitely. And I agree with you both. And I think the main thing that has really kind of destroyed dating is modern technology. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So social media, you have millions of dating apps out there. You have some of the most dumbest things I've ever seen. So of course you have like the common ones, PO Fish, Plenty of Fish, OK Cupid. You have things like Christian Mingles. And then like
There's
remember when
Tinder, Bumble,
remember when
and
only Farmers came out, I
oh
lost my
gosh.
shit. I was like, who the hell is doing
Christian
this?
Mingle.
They
Did you
actually
say
have a
Christian
dating
Mingle?
app, like if you want to date a biker guy.
Yeah, and they have stuff like Date a Millionaire, Date a Cougar,
Well,
and I'm
which one is
like,
that one?
huh? No, it's a real app.
What's the
And then
app called?
there's Data. I don't remember. I'm not exactly on it.
There's Raya too. You have to be elite
Oh
to get
yeah.
on that, like a celebrity. I've been on the wait list for 3,000 years.
Oh, they should accept your internet fandom. But I think that's a huge issue. Modern technology, because it does make it easier and it makes it easier to transfer. But I think the other thing here is that it has killed two things. It has killed the ability to conversate
Yes.
Because it's like you don't have to put that much into it. You write your little stupid feeler email, that really classy one that the guys send out, like sup. And
Right. YWD.
yeah,
It actually creates a lot of pen pals too.
Always WYD.
yeah.
So like these guys are kind of getting their feel, like being able to flirt with a girl without putting effort.
Right.
Yeah.
So it turns into like this year-long back and forth in the DMs, and finally you're like, what the fuck you want?
Right.
Like,
Why are you messaging
Exactly.
me?
I
like
think
why are you acting like you're interested if you're not going to ask me out?
Mhm. And it kills the art of conversation because the thing is, so many people nowadays, they don't want to talk on the phone. They're just like, text me. It's an inconvenience to like talk on the phone, Roxy. And
It is.
Well, actually, I don't like to talk on the phone
I don't
really
like it.
that much.
see,
Depends
so
on the
social
person.
media on both of you.
It depends on the person.
But
It really does.
I want the guy to make it, like, you can make it to me. You can make an effort on text message, set up a date, and then we can really conversate when we see each other.
And see, I would put that in reverse. I would be like, no, we need to talk first before we go on a date. I'm not doing a text and then we're going on a date. I need to talk to you, see if we have a shit conversation, I'll got to go spend the money on dinner.
Well, I'm not
But
saying don't talk on the phone at all. Like a first time
Right.
before you meet up,
yeah,
talk on the phone. That's fine.
talk a couple of times, have a
Yeah,
conversation,
Yeah.
But
But
honestly, I personally want to meet the person pretty fast because it tells
Mhm.
me right away, and it doesn't have to be an elaborate. It could just be a meetup, you
Mhm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it, and those kind of things. But I think it's killed that art of conversation because back in the day before dating apps and social media, you used to have to get out there and had to go up to somebody and either have a really horrible pickup line or be somewhat charming and ask the age-old questions like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Because you didn't know what else to ask. But you would
What you
have to
drinking?
start a conversation like that because what else did you know about the person? So all that kind of fun stuff. But I think it's really killed that kind of like bring your A game thing because you can just, oh, I'm gonna send an email, I'm gonna send a text, the DM, whatever, and that's not really anything great. I mean, shit. I just have AI do that.
Right. Now you can
Yeah, I mean,
ChatGPT,
seriously.
type up all your game.
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably do a great job of it too. I mean,
Right.
you could actually open up Chat GPT and see what it says. Actually, while you discuss, I'm going to see if Chat GPT will create a pickup line for me. So, anywho, uh, we'll do this. So, Roxy, with dating, what has been like, something that's with online dating or dating in general, what's been like the most disappointing thing for you?
Dating. What are you talking about?
Dating
Dating
itself.
itself has been disappointing.
Well, I mean, is it the quality of men? Is it the conversation? Is it the, hey, let's
I
go
mean,
Dutch?
yeah, at this big age, it kind of is the quality of man now, because now we're at an age where like you should be able to do all your own shit. You should be able to take care of yourself. You should be able to have a conversation. You should be like emotionally mature for the most part.
Hmm.
Like you should be able to hold yourself accountable. And none of that is happening. Like it's rare to find a man that can hold a conversation, that has a decent job, that is emotionally mature, that can, have a conversation with you and not make you feel belittled or, especially when it comes to arguments. Like it's hard to have a real conversation about important topics without it turning into an argument or just being dismissed altogether.
Hmm. Stacy, what about you?
For me, from my experience, I'm not rich by any means, but I make decent money. And it's really hard to find a man that's on the same level as me as far as finances go. I
Well,
always end up making more money, which I have no problem with. But if they're
It can be
having to
a problem
rely
for
on
them.
me, if they're having to rely on me, then that's a problem. If they
Right.
make less money than me, but still, pay for dates once in a while, still
Mhm.
pay their half, still take care of their shit, I really don't care if they make less money than me. But at this point, I've had so much bad luck with people who make less money than me that I don't know if I even want to go down that road again.
Right.
And I tend to date a little younger, and I don't know if
That might not be the problem at all.
I'm yeah, and it's they're gonna make a little bit less probably.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like people my age are so old. Like I don't feel that way. I feel like I don't
No,
look my
seriously.
like yeah, I just get along better with people like more my brother's age, which are like mid 30s. And
Mhm.
most people think I'm in my mid 30s anyway. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
just get
hard to
along
find
with
it's hard
yeah,
to find a guy that's our age that wants to do the things that we want to do because we still like to go out to dinner and go have
yeah.
drinks and go do all these fun things. And like a lot of men our age are just very like, I just want to chill at home.
And they're divorced and
Oh
bitter
yeah,
at this point.
divorce, like 12, 12 baby mamas. Like, I don't want all of that. Like, I can't say nothing about divorce because I'm divorced, but I don't have baby daddies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard for
I
me,
have
especially to find a man
officially
that doesn't
entered
want kids.
I've officially entered the realm of having a baby daddy.
Mhm.
Damn it.
Right.
I avoided it for 46 years.
Hmm.
Oh, well, you just join the rest of the club, it won't be so bad. Everyone has one.
Yeah.
So,
And then also,
chat.
Stacy and I do like we're models,
Hmm.
and a lot of men have an issue with our modeling.
Hmm.
Like they're like, "Oh, I don't want you taking those lingerie pictures anymore, sir. I was doing this before I met you. Don't come in here and try to tell me what to do."
Actually,
Like,
so I'll jump into my little, I was doing that before I met you in just a moment because I asked Chat GPT create,
hmm.
you know, and this is just way too sciencey and nerdy, but it did it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to pronounce this element right, but asked Chat, can you create a pickup line for me? Chat says, sure. How about this? Are you made of copper and tellurium? Because you're a QT spelled CU-TE, which are elements. And that makes you positively attractive. A little bit much chat, but okay.
But I feel like you have to be a science
You got to
nerd.
be a nerd to get
You
that, like
have
for
yeah,
sure.
like I feel that would kill at a comic convention where you have a bunch of nerds running
Oh
around,
yeah. I
like a
could just see the girl like laughing and snorting.
yeah, with the big Coke bottle glasses. Like I see that would kill like at a Doctor Who convention,
Yes.
which I have never been to a Doctor Who convention. That would be kind
Ask
of cool.
Chat TP.
But ask
Ask
it.
Chat PPT what's a dirty pickup line.
Oh, give me a dirty pickup line. Okay. Can you make okay. Can you make it a dirty line? As I misspell dirty because I am dyslexic. Here we are. All right, so there we go. Can you make it dirty? Let's see which. I'm sorry, but I can't assist you with that request.
Boo.
Chat has
A P
chat has
thirteen.
morals. Okay, let me ask. Oh, let me. Okay, can you make it more adult?
Can you make it spicy?
Oh, and it made it more adult. Uh, how about this? Is your name Google? Because you've got everything I've been searching for. Well, I guess that's
Whack.
okay for AI. I mean, yeah,
Oh
it's kind of cute, but not
yeah.
exactly the dirty I was looking for.
Well, Chat GBT is evidently only PG.
Right.
Yeah, very
Chat
PG.
has, ethics and standards, unlike most of us. So but okay, so there's these issues, right? So I think one of my before you moments was some time ago I was seeing this woman who like clearly was going through some shit, right? And
Mhm.
then some of the shit I discovered she was going through was financial shit. And I had just bought my house. And
Mm.
so that financial shit was like, "Oh, you're looking pretty good with this house," type of thing. And
Right.
so she tries to come over and spend the night, but she is allergic to my dogs. And she's like, and we've only been like at this for like a month or so. And she was very much like, I kind of feel like, if this is going to go forward, if I'm going to move in, which we have not talked about moving in, this is her saying this. I was like, I'm sorry, what? That, that, uh, you're going to have to get rid of your dogs because, if you love somebody, you would do that. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Bitch, you gotta go bang.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, my dogs are here before you, and they'll
You
probably
know what
be
I'm
here after you. And that, and
asking
let me
you to get rid
tell
of your
you,
kids.
yeah, they actually were there after her because yeah, that didn't last very long after that shit. I was
Mm-mm.
like, no, not getting rid of my dogs, cause and I was like,
Imagine
who
you've
the
been
fuck asked you to
outside
move
5 minutes
in?
later.
Yeah, I was like who the fuck asked you to move in? Like I know I didn't. Shit. It couldn't have been Brutus. So
You're like, wait, I thought you were spending the night. No,
yeah,
like,
like, wait a minute. Where the fuck is this coming from? But I think for me, coming from a male perspective, and Stacy, tell me if you've ever had this because you have your own place, right? You have your own house. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in the dating world, is it not just dangerous to bust out with "I have my own house"? Like that's like if you want to attract the red flags, say that type of thing because I know when I've brought it up, that has caused issues for me. I don't bring that up anymore. I don't mention it.
Um, well, I can tell you after my baby daddy
Mhm.
situation and he moved in with me, I am not going to allow any man to move in with me. If he wants to live with me, he better provide a place to live.
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're going to live separate lives. And I don't even know if I want to get married at this point.
Mhm. And I
Like,
can dig it.
I'm like, what's the point of it really? Like, just keep everything separate. We can symbolize it with the ring. We don't need the paper. I'm to that point almost.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because it, people say, well, it solidifies the relationship. For what? They can still cheat on you. How does it solidify anything?
That's a
Nope.
solidified
Sure don't.
cheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
At least, when you're not married, y'all can decide to go your separate ways and that's it. I
Mhm.
don't want
Right.
joint
Just
I don't
leave.
want joint accounts. I don't want none of that. We can share expenses when we're together, but I don't want to share any of that because
Mhm.
all it does is cause problems.
Yeah. And I know that when I had mentioned things like, I had uh when I say, hey, I have a house and stuff like that, that fucking caused some major issues.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think Roxy may have shared this story because it's one of her favorite stories to share about me. Is
You
the one who kind of got her
told her way
way
in.
in here and like just like, oh my
The
God.
one that wouldn't move out.
Yeah, the one who would not move out. Yeah, her.
I
Uh,
remember that.
yeah, see, so that was an issue, and that was because my dumb ass is, hey, I have my own house, like so, I just got guys, women, don't mention that. If you have
Yeah.
it, just keep it to yourself for a little bit. Let them assume you live somewhere. Where? Who cares? But
Yeah.
you live
None of your
somewhere.
business.
You don't have to say that, you have your own place with your own, little animal collection here.
Hey, a tip for your listeners, if you ever need somebody to move out of the house
Mhm.
really quick, just get pregnant unintentionally.
There you go. I don't think that would work for me because I don't think I could walk in the room. I'm sweetie, I'm pregnant. I know it looks it, but
It
I'm
worked for
actually
me.
yeah. Well, that psychopath kept saying things like she was pregnant, and I was like, no, you're not. She's like, but
Liar.
I've had a miscarriage, and well, I was like, how? How you told? She forgot she had told me in the beginning that she had tubal ligation. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
wow.
I need you to keep up with your lies because this is just causing too much drama for me. So, it doesn't always work that well, that one, but what can you say? So dating, especially nowadays, is just a horrible thing. But do you feel like there's any kind of hope? Because my thing, I'm kind of romantic, I feel like, there's still a possibility of things like marriage and having a happy life. Because I see some friends who do have that. I'm not saying everyone. I mean, I know there's this woman on my Facebook. I shit you not, like every day, some type of male bashing thing because she's bitter from a relationship that happened like a couple years ago. I was like, it's been 2 years.
Get
Maybe you
over
should
it.
just shit and get off the pot. I mean, I don't know, one or the other. Shit or get off the pot. But like every day it's like that kind of shit. I was like, you fucking need to get laid,
Uh-huh.
probably.
I mean,
But
I think there's hope.
hmm
Um, it's just few and far between, unfortunately.
hmm
And actually, talking to you reminds me of, have you heard of Are We Dating the Same Guy group
I've
Mm.
heard about
on
that.
Facebook?
hmm
Well, let me tell you, I saw your picture on there by an anonymous post.
You know what? Someone else told me
Stop.
that too. No joke. Someone else told me.
It wasn't
Um,
anything bad. It wasn't anything
I mean,
bad.
how could you
Just
say
somebody
anything
was just
bad?
asking. Yeah, somebody was just asking if they had any tea. If I mean, and I understand why women do this, because some of the shit that these dudes are doing,
Mm-hmm.
they need to be called out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've been told, actually I've been told that twice by two different women that they've seen me on there, and I was like, I don't know who originally posted it, but
Yeah,
you know,
maybe it was your crazy girl,
it, I would not be surprised,
Maybe.
probably trying to play the victim there.
because
But
the crazy ones do
Mhm.
do it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they
But
want to see if anybody else is like, it's a good way to find out if he's messing with anybody else or talking
mhm.
to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
girls are really good at calling women out that post.
mhm,
Like, if y'all are not exclusive, he can date other people. Like,
mhm,
there's nothing wrong with that. That's what dating is.
mhm. Exactly.
So girls get called out as well.
But I think the big
On
question
that
is,
group, or they
Yeah.
have a separate one.
No, they have several different groups here in Houston.
and how
So
did you find me?
because I was in that group and I saw your face.
I just magically popped up as
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
with a
it
warning
was an
sign.
anonymous it was an anonymous post. And I wouldn't share like the woman's name anyway, because
Hmm.
not because I think you do anything, but there is safety concerns with like women sharing what they find to men who are
Mhm.
dangerous. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also from experience, I do have exes who still listen to my show. So, uh,
Do.
uh,
Hey,
yeah.
ladies.
anonymous, anonymous, I am on to you. I will find out anyway. But yeah, no, I'm sure it. When my picture came up, it had a warning sign says avoid or something like that. But
No, actually they were just, it just seemed like maybe somebody you just met and they were just looking to see if anybody, had any information.
yeah,
Which
stalkers.
a lot of women do that just to like protect themselves before they go on the first date or whatever.
Mhm.
That's why you should just run those background checks.
They don't tell you everything though. A lot of
Hmm.
stuff is like, they don't always say if they're married or,
Right.
so
Criminal records or anything like that.
like sometimes it doesn't show everything.
Mhm. Wow, how crazy. Wow. Yeah, but no, I think you're like the third person to tell me I've popped up on that.
It's so
It's
funny.
nice.
But
Now you're on the feed.
Nice to know I
And
have a
that
fan
makes
base.
dating hard. Those kind of sites actually make dating a little harder too, because it really takes a lot of people out of the game. But I
Yeah, for
guess it's a good
real.
thing.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think that, the things like that can ruin things because, like, what if it's like a bitter ex who's just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, well, she's horrible or he's horrible, and he threw me out the house because he chose his dogs over me. Uh,
Eh.
like, you were never in the house. So,
You know what's crazy too is that my ex went back to his baby mama,
mhm.
and she posted in that group anonymously, but I know it was her,
Mhm.
and bashed him. And I'm like, she did some pretty nasty things to him, and you were willing to go back to that. So people love toxicity.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
well, I get annoyed seeing it all the time on Facebook, like toxic. She's toxic, he's toxic, toxic relationships. And it becomes very cliche and very boring. But the truth is, people do love it. And someone was saying, I was listening to this psychologist, people will go back to it because it's familiar. It's the devil you know. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't know what's going to happen in this possibly really great relationship, but shit, let me go back to this toxic one because I know what's going to happen there.
I
And
had
Right.
I had a guy I dated looked me in the eye and said, "You're too nice and it's too boring. I'm used to women.
oh,
I'm used to women yelling at me and put me in my place." And he actually told me that.
wow,
That's
insane.
crazy.
And
Oh,
but he's still
you
he's
treat
still
me right. I don't like it.
and I did read an article or something recently, or heard something on the radio about when you find, or maybe it was TikTok, when you find that person, it's not going to be exciting. It's going to
Right.
be
It's gonna be
comfortable. It's going to
boring.
be kind of boring because they bring you peace.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And
People,
basically, if you're not ready for that peace, if you still want excitement or toxicity or whatever, then you're not ready to be in a real relationship.
Yep.
exactly. Well, fascinating conversation with about a minute to go.
Oh,
What
that's
we're
it,
gonna
huh?
do that.
I know.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that was a fast
We're
one.
actually, yeah, we're actually timing ourselves nowadays, unlike the last time we were
Yeah.
here. We're
Oh,
just free range.
is it like
Uh
a 30-minute show now?
yeah, we're trying to keep it like in a box instead of 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, you can follow our lovely guest and our co-host on their social medias, which are Stacy.
Oh, shoot.
Oh shoot at .com.
at at it's a long one. At SKINCY model nurse on Instagram.
And if you want to follow me and Roxy, check out our credit cards at the end, not our actual credit cards, but the actual credits to the show. And follow us on our social medias and check out the VCR show. And you have any questions, comments, and or death threats, or want to write me something anonymously, you can do so to the VCR show at gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you've been listening to VCR.
Bye.
Bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow at gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show's song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.